All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the next topic.
Fucking tell me.
Fuck that. I like catching you off guard.
The intro is like, a little part from,
You should have just let him keep going.
What is it? What's the name of that song? It's an Amon Amarth song. It's like, Live Without Regrets. That's the song, Amon Amarth. It should be your theme song, really.
Alright, great. We have a theme song now.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Official
Bite Size
podcast.
Bickering. My name is Gabe.
Oh, I'm Jackson.
No.
You
Shit.
are? God, I've been saying it wrong the whole time. I'm Liam.
I'm Marina.
Today we're talking about comedy. Marina, start us off.
What?
You didn't fucking talk last episode. That's why.
I talked more than I thought I would, so.
You said,
You said
you said literally no.
I
You said
my
your name and then you said no.
Yeah.
That's more
And
than
we
I thought you
were
would.
riveted the whole time.
Here was Marina's story arc. Like, beginning, conclusion, we're all satisfied. Anyway, comedy.
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 Alright, I like to start us off with me and Gabe. We're in a.
Gabe and I.
Gabe and I.
Chain comedy. Anyway.
I was doing a podcast with Gabe Marina and this asshole. So Gabe and I were in a production of The Producers at a community theater here in Bozeman, and we did this thing where we'd randomly walk up to each other and cry, but as Chewbacca, and hug, just for longer than we needed to.
Like, how
So we
long,
wa-
how long
we
are
would
we
just
talking?
walk up to each other and go. And so we did this like multiple times, just like too much for certain.
Throughout the whole process, which
But,
is
like,
2 months long.
During our tech week, like week.
No,
of the
this
show-
wasn't Tech Week. This was the week after Tech Week during our makeup rehearsal.
Okay, during our makeup rehearsal, we did this. We walked up to each other, and went, and someone was like, "What the hell are you guys doing?" And then everyone in the room was just like, "You haven't seen them do this before? They do this all the time." Like the person who was pointing out that we were weird was the weirdo. Oh my god.
Oh
it was
my God.
beautiful.
Yeah, fuck you,
You totally could
person.
have pulled that off by saying like, yeah, that's how I feel about Solo.
Unfortunately, it was before Solo came out. Did you like Solo?
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
Haven't seen
Scenes?
it.
I thought
I
it
hear
was good.
Childish Gambino's in it, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I know him as Donald Glover. I watched him while he was on Community. Like, speaking of
Yeah,
comedians,
Troy
my
Nobben
first.
in the morning.
Yeah, Troy and Nobben in the morning. Yeah. I just like that we make this reference and we're like, yeah, and I'm just looking over at the blank faces that these two have.
Blank. It's postured and confusing. Thank you very much. I'm a
But
little
no,
more
like
expressive
Troy,
than blank.
that is one of my favorite shows, which it
a good show.
delved into chaos, and I actually liked it. Because if you've ever seen Community, it goes from like, I guess your average like sitcom, kind of.
Yeah, it's a very well written.
It goes from that to like Rick and Morty, because it was created by Dan
Yeah.
Harmon, who like one of the co-creators of Rick and Morty, and so like you can tell, like you can see his nihilism involved in the show as it just like degenerates over the seasons, but it degenerates in a good way. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's so
I haven't seen.
And we're back
all
on
of it.
shows you love to hate.
Yeah.
I
It's a
know we
comedy.
just love
It's a
this show.
comedy. It's a
I just
show.
love
I
Community.
understand. We could have still
The
talked about
paintball
it.
episodes.
The paintball episodes of the. Did you see the pillow
Oh
fight
my
one?
god, right? Oh, the pillow one? Oh my
Like the
goodness.
pillow fort one.
They had a they had a pillow fight episode like the paintball ones, and then they had the floor is lava.
Yeah, the Flores Lava
episode.
one. That's my favorite episode.
It's just based on a community college in the middle of fucking Colorado,
Oh my
right?
god, right?
And
E
this
pluribus
community
anus.
college, E pluribus anus.
I knew those weren't the crossroads of destiny. Fucking Dean Pelton. Like,
Oh,
his rap.
I think my
song is the
favorite scene,
thing
and
in the
it's
whole
like
show.
in the first episode, was him just watching a video of like a dude dressed as a Dalmatian while weird music is playing, and it's going, and this dude is dancing to it, and he goes, I hope this doesn't awaken something in me. And then he dresses as Dalmatian at least once every episode for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite moments in that show is I think for the Valentine's Day episode. And the night's wrapping up, and everyone's going back with their their significant other friend, or maybe not, and they're going back to their dorms. And Dean Pelton, Starburns, bursts in with a condom full of water that's leaking, and it has all these holes in it. And Dean Pelton realizes all the condoms the school's been providing are defective, so he goes on the loudspeaker and says, "Attention, Greendale Community College, do not use a condom tonight." And that was it. So
that's
funny.
one of my favorite episodes because one of the main characters, Bridget, she no, Britta, that's what
Yeah.
that's her name. Britta has a friend who she thinks is a lesbian, and then she's just like, I want to prove I'm okay with you, and kisses her friend, and she's just like, wow, I did that to prove I'm okay with you being a lesbian. And I just realized that I think we just dated on accident.
It's a fun show.
Oh my god. Oh, it's a community session. Dude, attention, Green Day. Don't use the condoms!
So, who's your favorite stand-up comedian? Because you still haven't said anything.
Marina.
What? I was talking in the beginning of this.
I don't even know.
Technically, we did interrupt her. Anyway, keep going. I'd like to point out that she is right in this instance.
Okay,
Not much,
Marina,
but...
Marina. Now you're just
I'm
interrupting.
always right.
Who's your
Oh,
favorite
fuck.
comedian?
I forgot a timer.
I don't know his name.
God, so there's this one time. You forgot their name.
You forgot his name.
I
What's a
don't
joke
know.
they tell? Speak into the mic!
Are we just gonna reiterate jokes our favorite comedians say?
And then he made this joke about ducks.
Oh my god.
Ducks.
And it
Ducks,
was
am I
fun.
right?
You can find this podcast
like
on Hunted
forks.
Duck Productions. Anyway,
Shameless plug for
Yeah,
a
no-
duck-related podcast company.
Yeah, pretty much.
that's us. Anyway. Fucking hate ducks. Anyway.
So do you guys have a different sense of humor when you're at work? Because I definitely do.
So you're a cook, right?
Yes, I'm a
So
cook.
I'm imagining it goes from pretty PG to pretty R-rated.
Yeah,
real
yeah,
quick.
pretty much. So
Yeah.
recently, there's every Sunday we have breakfast at the country club where I work, and I'm not gonna say the name because I don't think people want to know what we're talking about while making their food. But we started the day out with having this conversation, and someone had rung in a while back had run in bun wrong, or they said cunt bun. I don't remember what they were trying to say, but they accidentally typed in cunt bun. And so my friend started out the day at 8:30 in the morning. Servers are just coming in. Was talking about a soggy cunt bun, and she was like, "What's worse, eating a soggy cunt bun or a sticky twat waffle?" And I legitimately respond with a sticky twat waffle, and she's like, "Why? Soggy's so much work." And I'm like, "Well, if you think about how it's
Soggy's worse.
prepared, sticky's worse because where it's going, sticky's probably less healthy if it's sticky, right? You got to think about it that way." And the funny part about it is, there are 5 servers just standing there, too tired to do anything about the conversation.
Other
And they're
than
just,
join in, I know.
no, they didn't. They were just standing there blankly, am I still asleep right now? Oh my god.
I actually had my last day of work today, so my sense of humor is slightly different, which it's actually a little more PG, just because I have customers I deal with all the time, right? And I worked at I stock shelves at Walmart, and so it was. I think our sense of humor, just revolved around how much the place sucked, like when you have a shitty job, you have 2 options: you be an asshole, or you insanely joke about it 24/7 with your coworkers so as not to piss off ruin the days of everyone, because you're all in this together, so don't be a dick.
I prefer to be an asshole.
But you're at a place when I worked in a kitchen, I've worked in the kitchen before, it's fun to be an asshole there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cause mislabeling something in a kitchen is funny.
So my friend the other day.
Mislabeling something at a corporation is a no-no, and someone has to get you in trouble even though they don't want to. So you're an asshole, and they're like, I don't want to have this conversation again, Gabe.
Well, so my friend the other day said they wrote they were like, I feel like I should label this and it was cauliflower, and she was like, broccoli. Nazi tested, KKK approved. Holy shit.
Aryan broccoli.
Aryan broccoli. Oh my god.
See, at the place I worked, there was a girl whose initials were SAD. So she would, and whenever she made anything, because she was a prep cook, she'd write her initials on it. So I'd come in and be like, oh, the onions are sad today. They're sad onions, and there's some sad pizza sauce and some sad mushrooms.
That's pretty good.
I think so. One of my favorite comedians in my personal life is my brother, and he like the best description of my brother Jonah comes from my other brother Isaac, who says he's funny until you like kind of realize he's serious a good portion of the time and doesn't give a shit. And then it's just like he's funny, but he's a dick. Like that's how we describe my brother.
His brother has literally turned to me once, like when someone bought something at Sweet Pea. We were at Sweet Pea, and he just turns to me. He's like, "The amount of judgment coursing through my veins right now."
And like my favorite thing that Jonah does, because like I've dealt with it enough that like it doesn't affect me, but like anyone else, like who's just dealing with it, like the look of confusion and then disappointment on the face whenever he said like they'll if you ask him a question, be like, hey, what are you doing tonight? Like, do you would you want to go see this movie? And Jonah, if he feels indifferent, will always say, does the Pope shit in the woods? To which people always go, what? And he'll put his answer is pretty much whatever you say. So like if you go no, he'll be like, then that's your answer. Or if you go yes, then he'll be like, and then I'm in.
That's pretty selfless. He's putting his night in your hands. You just have to pass the riddle.
But the look of like people going like like whenever he says this is fucking mind blowing. Marina, say something funny.
Your out here is to say something funny.
Something funny.
Ah, there she goes.
All right, well, who's your favorite comedian? What's a joke he makes?
You guys.
Aww.
We're
Yeah, that's a
jokes.
cop out. Yeah. I always wanted
my
to make a
favorite
joke.
my favorite joke to say to Liam, it's because I know he's heard it a bunch, and he like hates it because like last time I said it to him,
I
he
don't
goes,
think I know
haha.
what it is.
It's on his birthday, which is April 1st, which is April Fool's Day. I say, get it? You're born on April Fool's Day because your life's a joke. And he's like, no, I haven't heard that one before.
It gets so fucking old. I can't even.
The last time I was like, get it? It's your birthday. And he's just like, let me guess. The day, like, because my life's a joke. And I said, no, the day you were born, and thus sealing the fate of how my life was ruined. And then I walked away, got my car, and drove off. That's
No gift for you.
No gift for you.
All right, so while we're just on the topic of straight up jokes, one I heard at work not too long ago that I thought was really funny. Why does Barbie have such a hard time getting pregnant? You can already tell.
Why?
Because Ken always comes in a different box.
That's pretty good. So our friend Chase got our friend Kendall a Ken doll for Christmas. I thought that was pretty fucking good.
So one of my favorite jokes when I was a kid, and this is pretty fucking morbid. So like, it's funny because like I got the joke, no other kid would get it, and then like all the adults would be like, "Oh my god," and I got it from a kid's joke book. Ironically, so they're two friends. Their names are Mo and Sam, and they've been friends their whole lives since they were kids to when they were like very old men. And Mo is on his deathbed. And so Sam, like, on his deathbed, Sam, like, not knowing what to say, goes to Mo and says, hey, could you tell me if there's baseball in heaven? Because, you know, we both love baseball. It's just like, okay, I'll tell you that. And then Mo dies. A couple days later, Sam is sleeping in bed, and he hears a ghostly, haunting voice. Sam. And he's like, who's there? Who's there? It's Mo. It's Mo, Sam. And he's like, no, you can't be Mo. Mo's dead. I can swear to you that it's Mo. And then he tells him some secret that only Mo would know. And he's like, oh my gosh, it's you, Mo. Why are you coming to me? He's like, because I have good news and bad news. The good news is there's baseball in heaven. All right, what's the bad news? You're pitching next Tuesday.
That was really good.
Nice.
And that is one of my favorite jokes. And I got it from
That's
a joke
pretty
book.
tame, all things considered.
It's still like morbid for like a 7-year-old to be talking
So-
about death so casually. Like that's what.
I thought the names Mo and Sam would like come into play at some point.
Yeah.
I feel like those really were pretty interchangeable.
Yeah, for sure. So a horrible joke, just being a sarcastic asshole that I said to my coworker one day. It was on like his last day at work because he works somewhere else during the school year because he works on campus. And he walks up to me on his last day and he walks up and he goes, "Hi, Liam," and I go, "Hey, Kyle. There's this great new thing all the kids are doing. I think you should try it. It's called suicide."
Oh my god.
And then I walked away.
Did you?
Just to let everyone know,
right,
bite-sized
did you,
bickering. Well, we don't know about Liam, but bite-sized bickering does not endorse suicide. Jesus
Is that really a
Christ.
disclaimer you need to make?
I feel like I need to.
I feel
don't-
like it's one of those things where it's like not to be racist.
black people, am I right? Like,
I my grandpa did this thing while we were in Las Vegas where it was like me and my cousin and him. We were sitting in a hotel room and he goes, "Not to be racist, but there are a lot of Mexicans around here." And we're just like, "Grandpa, it wouldn't have been racist if you didn't preface it with not to be racist."
so
And he just
racist is
couldn't-
just an observation.
See, there is a Bill Burr joke
There's a different-
that goes almost exactly like that, which is a great segue because I fucking love Bill Burr. I don't know if you guys have seen his stuff, but it's
think
great
so.
because he's the same person. He's very like upfront and like, let me tell you something about how this government works and like stuff like that. And he was just on this random talk show, some kind of like, like some really nice blonde woman at 7 a.m. talking about football. I can't remember. It was like at some place where football was happening.
Right.
And she's like, "So, Bill, what do you think of the football game?" He's like, "Oh, it's great. I love how all the whores fly in." She's like, "Okay, this is a talk. Keep it to you." It's like, I mean, they are. They're whores. Like, going off about it. So great.
So do you guys like unjokes? Like unjokes? Do you know what those are?
No.
Those
I
are
think
like
I know my way around one or two of those.
that's like hey, what's green and has wheels? Grass. I lied about the wheels.
I don't like unjokes. I don't.
My brothers and I like used to tell them all the time because like the reactions from my like so
Your brothers still tell them.
What's
oh I
red?
still
This
tell
isn't
them
a used to scenario.
I still tell them I'm like, hey guys, what's red and smells like blue paint?
I started that one, you asshole. It's blue paint. It's red paint. Shit. Ah,
Oh,
it's
God.
paint.
Why did Sally fall off the swing?
Well, 'cause she was pushed.
Because she has no arms and legs.
Oh,
Knock
yeah.
knock.
Not Sally.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
I've heard.
Oh, those are my favorite kinds of jokes. Like,
Those kinds of jokes.
Sally's
I
not
tell those
real.
jokes at work all the
Sally's not
time.
real.
oh, that's our timer.
That's our time.
All right.
Damn it, I had more jokes.
This
Well,
quickly turned from like let's
too
talk
bad,
about
now-
comedy to let's just make jokes.
All right, everyone. On to the next topic.